Every year, more than 500,000 people go missing in this country. And this week, NBC News is highlighting the stories of missing people who may not make those big headlines.
Forests are supposed to be peaceful, quiet, a place to clear your mind. But these forests hold something darker. People go in and never come out. And what's worse, the ones who do return don't come back the same. You're about to hear 3 chilling true stories of people who vanished inside forests with terrifying reputations. Places linked to UFOs, haunted trails, and even curses passed down for generations. Grab a flashlight, and whatever you do, don't stray off the path. Nicknamed the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, Hoia Baciu Forest is considered one of the most haunted and paranormally active places on Earth. It's not just the usual ghost stories. Scientists who've dared to study the area have reported spikes in radiation, unexpected electromagnetic anomalies, and bizarre light phenomena that defy natural explanation. Locals say just stepping into the forest can leave you disoriented, nauseous, even burned. And those are the lucky ones who come back out. In August 1968, a military technician named Emile Barnier decided to take a relaxing weekend trip with his girlfriend and 2 friends. The destination? Hoia Baciu. They weren't there for ghosts or legends, just a quiet picnic. Emile even brought his camera, eager to capture the tranquil Romanian countryside. But peace was the last thing they found. While gathering firewood deeper in the forest, Emile reportedly paused in a small clearing. That's when he saw something overhead. A metallic, disc-shaped object hovering silently above the treetops, bright, reflective, and unnaturally still. He snapped a photo. One of the clearest alleged UFO photos ever captured in Eastern Europe. And then he vanished. His friends called out for him, but got no reply. Minutes passed, then an hour. They followed the trail to where he had been, and what they found chilled them. The firewood was neatly stacked. His backpack was lying next to it, but there was no signs of a struggle. No footprints, no drag marks, just emptiness. It was as if Emile had been plucked out of the world. Authorities were called. The Romanian military launched a formal search. They used dogs, helicopters, even combed nearby caves. Nothing. The dogs couldn't even catch a scent. It was like the forest had simply erased him. Rumors spread quickly. Some claimed it was an alien abduction. Others blamed a Soviet cover-up. But locals whispered what they'd believed for centuries, that Hoia Baciu is cursed, a place where the veil between worlds is thin, a no-man's land where time bends, shadows move without light, and people don't always come back the same, if they come back at all. Visitors over the years have reported unexplained burns and rashes, sudden memory loss, voices whispering in languages no one understands, and most disturbing, children's laughter echoing through empty trees. In the exact spot where Emile vanished lies what's now known as the clearing, a near-perfect circle in the forest where no vegetation will grow. Not a single tree, not even moss. Scientists have tested the soil dozens of times. No known reason. Birds won't fly over it. Animals avoid it completely. To this day, Emile Barnier was never found. His photo remains a chilling piece of evidence and a warning. Something is wrong with Hoia Baciu, and if the forest takes you, it doesn't give you back. Some places are known for ghosts, others for legends. But Hoia Baciu, it's known for taking people and never giving them back. And while that happened across the world in Romania, our next story is much closer to home. Because in the forests of Southern California, a young boy went missing on what should have been a simple hike. And what was found was almost worse than what wasn't. In July 1991, a 12-year-old boy named Jared Negrete joined his local Boy Scout troop for a weekend backpacking trip in California's San Bernardino National Forest. It was his first overnight hike. Jared was shy, stocky, and not particularly experienced with long trek, but he was excited to be out there. He had borrowed gear, packed light, and brought a camera to document the trip. The destination was Mount San Gorgonio, the highest peak in Southern California, over 11,000 feet high. Rugged terrain, steep drops, thick forest, a place where the trail can disappear in an instant. According to the troop leader, Jared was having a tough time keeping up. Somewhere along the ascent, he fell behind. The others assumed he would catch up, but by the time they reached the planned campsite, Jared was gone. At first, they thought he'd simply taken a wrong turn. But when hours passed with no sign of him, panic set in. Search and rescue teams were mobilized immediately. Helicopters scanned the ridgelines. Search dogs combed the underbrush. Over 300 people scoured the area. They found footprints, believed to be Jared's, veering off the trail and leading up a slope. Then, nothing. No blood, no clothing, no Jared. But they did find one thing: his camera, lying in the dirt near the edge of a cliff. The last photo, a grainy, flashlit close-up of Jared's face, his eyes wide, lips slightly parted, as if gasping. He looked scared, alone, and the background was pitch black. Some believe it was taken in a cave. Others thought he may have been underground or hiding. That photo is all we have left. To this day, Jared Negrete has never been found. No body, no remains, no signs of wildlife activity. Nothing. But the story doesn't end there. Over the years, hikers and forest rangers have reported hearing a child's voice crying for help in that same area. "Dad," they say it calls, echoing faintly through the trees. But whenever they search the direction of the voice, there's nothing there. Others report malfunctioning compasses, drained batteries, and feeling like they're being watched, especially around dusk. Some believe Jared fell into a hidden crevice or cave. Others believe something else found him. One boy, one photo, and a forest that still refuses to give up its secrets. But what if it wasn't just one person? What if an entire region was known for swallowing people? Hikers, hunters, even passengers on a moving bus, and never give them back. This next place is more than just haunted. It's a stretch of land where reality breaks down, and the woods have a hunger all their own. Let's head to Vermont's Bennington Triangle, where 5 people vanished in 5 years, and not a single one was ever found. Nestled in the thick woods of southern Vermont lies Glastonbury Mountain, a place with a beautiful name but a deeply disturbing history. The area is now referred to as the Bennington Triangle, and between 1945 and 1950, a string of chilling disappearances unfolded here. No answers, no clues, no bodies. The most famous case is that of Paula Jean Weldon. She was 18, a sophomore at Bennington College. Smart, artistic, blonde, and adventurous. On December 1st, 1946, she told her roommate she was going for a walk. Just a short hike on the Long Trail, which ran through Glastonbury. She never came back. Several hikers saw her along the trail. She was alone, wearing a red coat, which should have made her easy to spot. But somewhere in the woods, Paula vanished. No struggle, no footprints. She simply disappeared. When she didn't return that night, the college and her family panicked. A massive search began. Bloodhounds, helicopters, police, volunteers, even the FBI got involved, but nothing was ever found. No clothing, no bones, not even a shoe. Locals were shaken, but it didn't stop there. The following year, Mitty Rivers, a 74-year-old local hunting guide, was leading a group near the mountain when he walked ahead briefly and vanished. He knew those woods better than anyone, yet he disappeared without a trace, just 50 feet ahead of his group. Then, in 1949, James E. Tetford, a veteran, boarded a bus bound for Bennington. Witnesses saw him on the bus. He was seated when it left the previous stop, but by the time it arrived in Bennington, he was gone. His luggage was still on board. His timetable was still in the seat pocket, but Tetford, gone. A year later, 8-year-old Paul Jepson disappeared while playing near his family's farm, which bordered the forest. His mother had been gone only an hour. When she returned, Paul was missing. Bloodhounds followed his scent into the woods, right to the same stretch of trail where Paula Jean Weldon was last seen. Then, nothing. Even more chilling, Paul had been wearing a red jacket just like Paula. And then there was Frida Langer, the only person whose body was ever found. She vanished during a hike in 1950 after falling behind a group. Despite weeks of searching, no trace was found. until 7 months later, her remains were discovered in an open field, a place that had been searched extensively already. The body was too decomposed to determine the cause of death. Some believed it had been moved there later. Locals whisper that the mountain is cursed. Native Abenaki tribes considered Glastonbury sacred and off-limits. They believe the land was cursed and home to a stone that swallows people whole, a literal hole in the ground that opens for victims and seals behind them. Even modern-day hikers report malfunctioning compasses, sudden fog, and the overwhelming sensation of being watched. Some experience lost time. Others say the woods go eerily silent. No birds, no wind. Like the forest is holding its breath. Theories range from serial killers to paranormal portals. Some blame Bigfoot or interdimensional rifts. But one thing is clear. All 5 disappearances happened within a 5-mile radius, on or around Glastonbury Mountain, in less than 5 years. And not a single one has ever been solved. 3 forests, 3 disappearances, no answers. Each one more unsettling than the last. So next time you feel the call to wander into the woods, remember, it's not always wildlife you need to worry about. Some forests never let you go. Comment below, would you dare to visit one of these places? And subscribe if you want more stories that make you leave the lights on.